Mushroomhead is an American metal band from Cleveland, Ohio. Formed in 1993 in the Cleveland Warehouse District, the band is known for their avant-garde sound which includes influence from heavy metal, art rock and electro-industrial, and their imagery which features masks and costumes, as well as their unique live shows usually performed at smaller venues. Mushroomhead has sold over 2 million units worldwide, and has made 8 studio albums and 15 music videos. During their inception, Mushroomhead has gone through many changes in band lineups, with original members, lead singer Jeffrey Nothing, keyboardist Shmotz, and drummer Skinny, being the only consistent members. History: Mushroomhead, Super Buick and M3. In 1993, Mushroomhead was established as a side project. To differentiate itself from the members' existing bands and to dispel any misconceptions about the group's sound and musical content, Mushroomhead used costumes, masks, and pseudonyms. Mushroomhead played its first show in 1993. Days later, the octet found itself on stage alongside established metal band GWAR. "We played our first show on a Saturday," said the band's drummer, Skinny, in an article for Mushroomhead unregistered trademark's official website. Only 3 days later, we got a call to play with GWAR at the Cleveland Agora in front of 2,000 people. Our second show ever. In 1995, Mushroomhead released a self-financed debut album, Mushroomhead, with their own record label, Filthy Hands Company. For the members, Mushroomhead became a priority with their original bands breaking up. Although the lineup saw many changes throughout the 1990s, the band stayed active, steadily releasing music and gaining followers. In 1996, they released Super Buick. In 1999, Mushroomhead released M3, which the final album was self-financed and self-released by the band. 2013, in 2001, Mushroomhead released a compilation album titled 20 on the independent label Eclipse Records. Later in the year, after quickly selling almost 40,000 copies in just 3 months, the band signed with major label Universal Records and the compilation was remastered and re-released internationally. The release of the album led Mushroomhead to major national and international tours including UZ's 2002. As well as television exposure via their first music video Solitaire Unraveling. Also in 2001, guitarist J.J. Righteous was replaced by one of the band's previous stage dancers and then current sampler, Marko Vukcevic. 2003 saw the release of 13, their first album with new material for Universal Records. The album produced the single Sun Doesn't Rise, which was featured on MTV, Headbangers Ball and the Freddy vs. Jason soundtrack. Also featuring the hidden track Crazy, a song originally by Seal. The album debuted at number 40 on the Billboard Top 200 charts and sold 400,000 copies worldwide. After an extensive world tour, singer J-Man announced he was leaving the band in August 2004, citing exhaustion and to take care of his sick father. He was replaced by three-quarters dead singer, Waylon. In August 2005, Mushroomhead self-released its first DVD on its own Filthy Hands label Volume 1. Produced, directed, shot, and edited by the band, Volume 1 covers the band's rise in the 2000s with live performances, music videos, and behind-the-scenes footage. While on the road in 2005, Mushroomhead began the process of writing new material and recording a new album. In December 2005, Mushroomhead signed with Megaforce Records, ensuring the new album's availability nationally and internationally. On June 6, 2006, Mushroomhead launched Mushroom Combat, an interactive flash feature as a part of the band's official website. The mini-game pits band members against each other in a Mortal Kombat-style environment, with each member having a unique fatality. Mushroomhead headlined with Dope, Nocturne, and New Orleans locals in Vain on the Music for Freedom tour sponsored by Jar Currency Meister at the House of Blues in New Orleans, Louisiana on Tuesday, August 16, 2005. This show was one of the last big acts to play in New Orleans for a long time due to Hurricane Katrina striking New Orleans on August 29, 2005. Savior Sorrow and Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children. Savior Sorrow was released on September 19, 2006, and debuted at No. 45 on the Billboard 200 charts with sales exceeding 12,000. The band's label stated that sales were closer to 25,000 with the inclusion of sales made while on tour. As a result, SoundScan issued an apology the day following the release of sales data due to mistakes made in estimates. The primary reason given was the lack of inclusion of sales from the Best Buy retailer chain. Sales of Savior Sorrow were roughly 26,000 and the chart entry place was closer to the No. 30 spot than No. 73. Savior Sorrow's chart position was later officially adjusted to No. 50. Simple Survival, the pre-released single to Savior Sorrow, was placed at No. 39 on the Billboard Mainstream Rock Tracks chart 1 week after the release. Also in 2006, Daniel Fox joined the band as a touring drummer. The band has performed 3 shows on the Mayhem Festival tour, filling in for Bullet for My Valentine. Live footage was compiled into the band's second DVD, titled Volume 2. On December 29, 2007, Mushroomhead won Video of the Year 2007 on the MTV2 Headbangers Ball for 1200 from the Savior Sorrow record. On September 17, 2008, it was announced that the band will release the Volume 2 DVD on October 28 through Filthy Hands Megaforce Records. The disc features 2.5 hours of content, including live footage from the 3-year Savior Sorrow tour, music videos including 1200, Simple Survival, Burn, the short video for Tattoo, Save Us, and Embrace the Ending, video commentary and behind-the-scenes footage. To support the DVD, Mushroomhead hit the road with the Autumn Offering, X Factor 1, and Human Factors Lab from October 3 in Findlay, Ohio, until November 2 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. After the tour, Mushroomhead returned to the studio to record their next album. They released Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children in September 2010. Within the first week of its release, it became the No. 1 best-selling metal album on iTunes. A new song, Your Soul Is Mine, appeared on the Saw 6 soundtrack. On October 1, 2010, a music video for Come On debuted on Headbangers Ball on MTV. The video has since been barred from airing on MTV and other television outlets after being deemed too graphic by network censors. On October 28, 2010, the band's founding guitarist, J.J. Righteous, passed away of unknown reasons at the age of 41. In October 2010, following the death of ex-bandmate J.J. Righteous, J-Man appeared on stage with the band during their Halloween show, performing vocals for 2 songs alongside both Jeffrey Nothing and Waylon. Both he and Waylon made a point of announcing that there were no hard feelings between the two of them, and that they are in fact on good terms with each other. On October 5, 2010, the professional wrestling promotion known as TNA used their hit single Come On as the theme song to promote a match between Ric Flair and Mick Foley, a confrontation that was 20 years in the making. The promotional video can be seen on the TNA Wrestling official YouTube channel. It is said that a longtime fan of the band put that together for them. In February 2012, it was announced that guitarist Gravy and bassist Pig Bennis would be replaced by Tommy Church and Ryan Farrell respectively. In April 2012, Dave Gravy Felton stated publicly on his Facebook fan page that he was kicked out of the band. In May 2012, Daniel "Lil Dan" Fox left Mushroomhead to work for another band. It is rumored that he is working as a drum technician for Marilyn Manson. On May 22, Dave Felton posted on his fan page an interview about his latest band. In the interview, he was asked about the Mushroomhead split. He said that he was kicked out via email and that it was the 3rd time he had been told to leave. He said that he thought one of the reasons was because he didn't have a party mentality and that he thought it sometimes got in the way of band progress. The interview was on Uncensored Net Noise on the MSC Radio Network LLC. Drum tech Major Trauma Pay had taken over Lil Dan's custom percussion parts in the Head to Head Tour 3. After the Head to Head Tour ended, Drum tech Elliot Maps took over Dan's drum parts for live shows. People have jokingly called him Tall E in reference to Dan's nickname being Lil Dan. On Thursday, August 16, 2012, Mushroomhead stated on their official Facebook fan page that former member Bronson would return on guitar for their 2012 Old School show. The Righteous and the Butterfly and Return of J-Man. In September 2012, Mushroomhead announced that they are currently in the studio working on new music via their Facebook fan page. It was said by Mushroomhead frontman Jeffrey Nothing that former Slipknot and current Painface vocalist Anders Kulsifny is in the works to do a recording together in their upcoming studio sessions. The band entered their own Filthy Hands studio in December 2012 to begin writing and recording their next studio album. Their upcoming 8th album is the first to showcase all 3 vocalists. Drummer Skinny described it as very energetic, dark and by far their heaviest album to date, just a fresh spin on the same old thing if you will. This is the first record with Church on guitar and Farrell on bass, so having those new writers on board you never know where it's going to go. For the old school fans there's a lot of flavorful elements in it so they will definitely enjoy it. The album will come out around early 2014. On August 16, Jason Popson confirmed his return to the band on his personal Facebook. Mushroomhead toured Australia for the first time as part of the Soundwave Festival 2014. On February 14, 2014, Mushroomhead released the date and name of their new album which will be released May 13, 2014 and the name of the new album is The Righteous and the Butterfly. This album marks the return of J-Man. On April 15, 2014, frontman Jeffrey Nothing released the band's first unofficial single Kitty on YouTube from his personal Facebook account. This marks the first song featuring J-Man since rejoining the band. The album received mostly positive reviews and is Mushroomhead's first album to reach the top 20 of the Billboard Top 200 chart in the United States, reaching number 20, selling around 11,000 copies the first week. The album also reached number 1 in the Billboard Indie chart, their first album to do so. The Righteous and the Butterfly also reached number 5 in the top rock albums and number 1 in the top hard rock albums. Image: the members of Mushroomhead have identified themselves by wearing masks and by its distinct OEX for sheer logo commonly worn on the masks of most members, as well as clothing and merchandise. The band originally adopted masks and stage names to not conflict with their original bands. The band's look has evolved over the years, featuring alterations to bring them up to date and freshen up the image for new albums and tours. In January 2013, Mushroomhead video director, mask maker and makeup artist Dave Henson Greathouse competed in Season 4 of original sci-fi series Face Off, a special effects prosthetic makeup reality show competition. Musical style and influences: Mushroomhead's sound combines elements of heavy metal, alternative rock, new age, hip-hop, experimental music, industrial music and techno. The band has been categorized as alternative metal, industrial metal, electro-industrial, new metal, experimental metal and symphonic metal. They are influenced by bands such as Mr. Bungle, Faith No More, Pink Floyd, Pantera, Nine Inch Nails, Rammstein, and KMFDM. Feud with Slipknot: since 1999, Mushroomhead has had an on and off rivalry with Iowa-based metal band Slipknot. The feud erupted due to the image similarities between the bands, such as the masks and costumes worn on stage. Before signing Slipknot, Roadrunner Records was interested in signing Mushroomhead, but Mushroomhead passed on the deal. As of 2009, the rivalry is now officially over as confirmed in several interviews with Waylon, ST1TCH and Skinny. Following the death of Slipknot member Paul Gray in 2010, Mushroomhead posted on their official MySpace page, "R.I.P. Paul Gray, this feud needs to end. Much love and respect to the guys in Slipknot." In 2012, Slipknot singer Corey Taylor has stated that he never had a problem with the band, he only had a problem with the behavior of their fans due to a situation Slipknot faced when they played in Mushroomhead's hometown in Cleveland, Ohio, and said there was never a real feud between bands but the feud was between Mushroomhead fans and Slipknot fans. He stated doing a tour with Mushroomhead, Gore, and Mudvayne would be beautiful. The same year Mushroomhead members joined Slipknot's Sid Wilson on stage in an impromptu performance during Wilson's DJ set. Members, timeline. Discography. Independent albums, Mushroomhead, Super Buick, M3, Major Label Albums 2013, Savior Sorrow, Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children, The Righteous and the Butterfly. References. External links, official website, Mushroomhead on MySpace, Filthy Maggots group page.